It has happened in Vegas. The Cup's going to stay in Vegas. And for the first time, the Golden Knights are Stanley Cup champions.
All right, hey, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 6 of the Brad Loves Hockey podcast. You will notice that our faces are not gracing your screens today if you're watching on a platform that allows you to do that. We are just having some additional video issues today with the addition of a third member. This is our first 3-person episode, and we're happy to have Owen back for another episode.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here for y'all's first threesome. You know, I really thought we'd all be here for each other's first, and I'm glad that it's finally coming true.
It's fun.
We all
how
knew
those
this day
things
would
work
come.
out.
What was that, Dean?
And Dean's back.
Hello. I said we all knew this day would come.
We all knew it would.
Yeah. I'm sure we did.
How have y'all been?
Things are pretty good.
I've been fantastic. We've been missing you on Xbox, Owen.
I've been busy with a girlfriend,
Wow.
and wrapping up my summer job, and then going camping and such. I've had this whole week off, but I've been playing a lot of mobile games because my ADHD's been hitting hard. But
What
it's
about
been
some Rocket League sideswipe?
No, sadly not Rocket League Sideswipe, but other fun ones that I will not advertise for free unless they'll give me free
What about
gems.
those dumb ones you see ads of where you have to like pick
It's those
one or
games,
two
yes.
one or two sides, and it's like the dumbest games ever.
But I'm not putting money into it because I have a strong will.
Good job.
That's
But
good.
you could just pay $60 and get what's the game that Justin wants us to get?
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah.
That would be really fun.
You too, Brandon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was talking about it. I'm gonna wait a little bit and see what the vibes are. If everybody's gonna be in, then I guess I probably will. But I don't know.
If 3 or 4 are in.
We didn't.
I'd much rather.
We
it'd
didn't
be
stick
45
around
bucks.
with the D&D campaign for very long, so
True.
I don't know
That
if
was
it,
pathetic.
and that was free. So
It was decidedly pretty free. It was just a Discord call.
yeah, so that makes me a little unsure about the longevity of us doing that, especially because then I will not play the game if we're not playing it. So it's like, is it really worth paying the $60 if like we're not gonna play like a whole bunch of it? But I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, if you're listening to this very much hockey podcast, leave your comment on whether or not Baldur's Gate 3 is a good game.
It's worth downloading, yeah.
Yeah, this was a nice start to our hockey episode.
It's the off season.
Are they not all hockey episodes?
That's true. Oh yeah, you know what? I think they're all hockey episodes. Yeah.
Brad loves hockey and other things too.
And other things.
And the extra stuff that he didn't feel like putting in the title podcast.
Right.
It should just be the new naming convention. Brad loves hockey and whatever the main topic was.
Oh, yeah, that's the name of the episode.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's
Dean's
see.
the
Brad
creative
loves
one.
hockey and his friends. Aw.
Yeah.
But I could name every episode that, Dean.
Oh.
That's your first one.
Oh, very nice. I guess so. There has been a small bit of news over the last couple of days here, and just like a couple hours before we started recording today, they did announce the extension for Austin Matthews, which kicks in next year. So that was pretty big. We were sort of, wondering if at this point in the summer it was going to happen, or if it was just going to get, pushed into either the in season or maybe they just don't work out anything until his contract's up. But he's finally locked up. I believe it was 4 by 13.25, something like that.
I think, yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah, like
Bridge deal, he's
$52
gonna get
million
more
dollar.
around in 4 years.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing is it really is more or less a bridge deal, and it sounded like Toronto wanted a longer term, but Matthews wouldn't go any further than 4, probably because he knows he can make a lot more money if he doesn't.
Yeah, if anyone's gonna bet on themselves, I feel like Matthews is a good person to do so. I mean, we
Yeah,
talked about it with other players too, where like they know the cap's going up, so it doesn't really make sense to lock in that much
Right.
term, like 8 years, unless again you just want the guaranteed money and you're not sure if you'll still be as good as you are now in 4 years. But I don't think Matthews has to worry about that.
Not a
probably not.
concern.
Guy's pretty good at hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I'm sure part of it is, and like in the back of his mind, like he's always saying that he wants to play in Toronto and that this is where he wants to be. But I'm sure there's like a part of him that's like, okay, if the next couple of years go by, I'm still on the team, and we really just cannot find any level of success. Like at least having only the 4 more years might give him sort of an out, especially if Toronto starts going on a downswing, like they find some way to either move on from him via a trade or he walks in free agency, which I mean it now that he's extended the extension, it's a far ways away, but I'm sure that was part of the reasoning for not wanting to go for a 6 year, 7 year, 8 year deal besides the money.
Yeah. And Owen, you said that no player should get more than 4 years in our group chat. What was your reasoning for that?
Yeah, I
Or
don't know.
that's
I
just
thought
a hot take to be hot.
just a hot take, mostly to be hot, but also I feel like it would make it a little more interesting, and I think give more power to the players. Where like you can't have any of those like 13-year contracts. Not that that's a normal thing, and not that it's even allowed anymore. But like it just I think increases the amount of times a player can go to free agency, which I think for the most part will guarantee people more money than less money. I think. But I'm not an accountant. I don't know exactly how it would work. I just thought it would be a fun hot take to think like, what if? Like, would it work? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I guess typically when teams get pay like 8 year contracts on young guys and bet on them, it normally works out for the team.
Right.
And yeah, like you said, I think what was it like DiPietro or whatever has 16-year contract or
Yeah.
something crazy, and obviously they lowered it to 8. So I mean, I guess who's to say they don't lower it more? But I don't know. I guess it's like a would be like a CBA thing that they'd have to like owners and players would have to agree on. And I mean, the league's never been big on agreeing on anything to change. So I
Right.
don't know. Yeah, it is
Right.
an interesting thought.
Yeah, I just envisioned it as a way of like a guy like Matthews or Jack Hughes or Tim Stützle, right? Who is like 20 years old and entering the league. Like, you're going to get a big payday when you hit 25. Like, you will just get that. You will have to have had a new contract by then or whatever. Um, yeah, I think it would make it interesting for just like the dynamics of how you have to like grow a team and like make it all work. I don't know. I think
Or
it'd be neat.
teams would just make dumber moves and they already like buy out these players and that like I feel like GM's already terrible at setting up contracts. Like
Yeah, that
I feel
is
like teams
fair.
would even
Oh
have
yeah.
worse cap situations. Like it almost helps keep teams under the cap because they have a couple good deals on these long-term contracts that worked out.
Right, able to spread them out, but I think it would then enunciate the rookie contracts and make those more important.
Which they already,
Mm.
they're already pretty valuable. But yeah,
Right.
it would definitely make like off seasons a lot more interesting, just because there would be so many more, free agents or RFAs or whatever. So I feel like there would be a lot more turnover on teams. Like, okay, yeah, if the max contract is 4 years, probably be a lot of guys that are signing, lesser term deals and then just keep getting flipped to other teams. So I think like as far as the players are concerned, they might not want that as much, even though they'd probably make more money just like flip flopping to other teams. But like as you start getting into your, late 20s, early 30s, you kind of want to have that longevity with a city and not having to move your family and stuff. Like that's why Pietrangelo wanted to make sure he signed long term when he came to Vegas, and other players like Gaudreau and similar ones where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be at a different stage in my life, not just necessarily hockey. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna wanna not have to deal with this like in another couple of years.
Totally, and I agree with you on that. I mean, they are allowed to re-sign wherever they were before previously, right? But I think also you are
True.
right on that, where they'd want a little more peace of mind knowing that they'd maybe be locked down to a certain place because they aren't just hockey players. They're people, right? They're fathers, they're, sons, husbands, whatever. And they have other lives outside of hockey going on. So that definitely makes sense that they might, want a little more, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Protection there.
Yeah, more security, and yeah, I mean, you never know if like a more ruthless team, like even though like you've been with the team for a while, like okay, yeah, your 4-year contract comes up, maybe like tensions have built or the relationship is soured or something, and then it's like it just makes it easier for a team to move on from
Vegas
a
would have
big
a
player.
field day.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's an interesting thought experiment. I don't think they'd go to that. Maybe they would do like 7-year max term or 6-year or something like that later down the line. But I feel like 8 is probably where it's gonna be for a while. I don't actually know off the top of my head when the current bargaining agreement expires, but I think it's in a little while.
Yeah,
I
I
know they
don't
like
I don't know
just
either.
restructured a couple years ago, but
Yeah, I wanna I
yeah,
wanna
I'm not
say
too
that.
sure either. I guess shorter contracts would also help with like the cap recapture penalties, which I guess haven't really played out anyway. But there was like talks with Shea Weber retiring, and then the Predators having to pay like 24 million in cap hit or whatever. And then I
Yeah.
think I don't know if they restructured that in the CBA or if they just were like, you know what, that's dumb. But like I don't know all the intricacies of that either, but that's always been a weird thing where like you trade a player and then they retire on a different team and you're still screwed with like the cap.
We're doing that right now with Matt Murray, who's on LTIR, but we still have some like salary retained or whatever from the we're like we wanted him to get bought out or whatever. So basically, Toronto's making us have to not have as much room and cap space because
I think
they.
that's different because you had him and you just retained salary. This is like you
Mhm.
trade a player and like his full contract, and then if they retire, you get like a penalty.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
We actually talked about the Murray situation on the last episode, a little bit about like whether or not putting him on the LTIR should give Ottawa a cap relief benefit. And I think Dean and I both agreed that doesn't really make the most sense, just based on how the LTIR is intended to be
That's fair.
utilized. Like it's really not for cap relief. It's for being able to roster another player.
Right, right. And like I think it all just makes it feel weird because he's on a different team and not just any team. He's on the Leafs.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure. I think I mentioned that also. Like, I'm sure if he was on a team not in the same division, not like a rival of the Sens, that Sens fans wouldn't be as up in arms, or they wouldn't at least be taking as much note. Like if he was in St.
Right.
Louis or something, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like throw him on
Wouldn't care
LTIR.
as
We don't
much. If it
we
was
don't care.
Minnesota, yeah. Yeah.
And I did look it up, and actually the current CBA does expire 2026, September 15th. So,
Okay.
um,
We're close.
yeah, it was ratified in 2013. So it has actually been
10 years.
a bit. That was
Yeah, wow.
before I started watching hockey.
Yeah. 2013, probably same.
Yeah, I think we're probably around the same boat, you and I, more or less.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, cause you were pretty much watching like as soon as the Sens went on their run there.
Right. Yeah, that one deep playoff run that I watched, their last deep playoff run until this year.
Of course.
Mm, yeah, right. We'll see.
Perfect segue into playoff predictions.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to talk a little bit about it. we've already, through like the last couple of episodes, we've continued to talk about playoffs because obviously that's what we're looking for. That's what the fans want. They want to talk about who's good and who's not good. So yeah,
That's what I want.
I think Owen, you're the only one as of right now that feels that the Senators are a playoff team out of the three of us.
Oh, wow.
I think unless Dean has changed his tune on that one, but
Nope.
that's my initial thought.
That's cool. I mean, the Atlantic is stacked. I get that, but
Just the East in general is so tough.
I could see us. I would see us as either the 4th or 5th place team in the Atlantic, and I don't know if that means playoffs or not. Right,
Yeah, so
depending on Atlantic versus Met looks, but I would put us at 4 or 5.
I just can't. I don't think I can get there just because of like the only way I could see that is them getting 5th and then Tampa really dropping off and then Detroit and Montreal. That's the only way I can see that working out because
You don't think
I think
Boston's still gonna finish above Ottawa?
yes I do.
I don't know about that.
That we've brought this up a little bit, but it seems like Boston always seems to find a way, especially when they have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Like now, people are writing them off. I think
Yeah, but
Jim
they're
Montgomery did
missing
well with them.
their captain.
Sure.
But
I
you
mean,
can get away with a lack of center depth if you
that's
have
definitely true.
solid goaltending and defense.
Sure, you can get away with it, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere near what they were last year, and I think that they're going to be doing a
No
little
one's
more
going to be near
stretching
where
and
they were
fun.
last year.
Right. So I think that there's going to be a fall from graces regardless. I just think it's maybe going to be a little steeper than you
I
think.
mean, even if what they have last year, 130,
34.
whatever. So if they win, let's just assume all the 2 points were wins. So if they lose 17 more games, they're still a 100-point team.
Yeah.
You think they lost more than 17 wins above replacement with their players?
I mean, they lost some good players.
They added some good
like even
players
the best
too.
McDavid's like a, I don't know, a 9 or 8 or 9 maybe. I wonder where I looked this up.
But it's not just like what they do on the ice, it's the leadership, it's the in the locker room, it's all of it.
Well, I think some of the younger parts of the core, like I know in Bergeron's retirement video, like McAvoy sort of said, like he was gonna try to, take the brunt of the leadership there, like carry on his legacy sort of thing. And you still got Marchand there, who's been there for a long time. You still got
Right.
Pasta. I mean, he's not as old, but he's he's been with the core for a while. They've got other veterans there, so like I don't know.
Are they going to be as good this year again?
They're definitely not going to be nearly as good as they were last year. I don't think anybody's saying that, but I just have a hard time like definitively saying that they're going to be bottom half of the Atlantic. I just don't think I can get there with the rest of their roster and the additions that they made in the off season. It just doesn't compute for me.
That's fair.
Like I could definitely see Tampa falling out. Not necessarily out of the playoffs because I think they still have a core that's solid enough. Like they just locked up Hagel to that 8 by 6.5, which is big. He's only 24 years of age, so that's a pretty big signing to get done. But they did lose some depth. I still think they got great defense, they got great goaltending, and they've got a super solid top six. But it's probably not. It's the weakest that they've been in a while. I think most people can agree.
Yeah.
Well, because now the window's finally closed, you could probably argue like that.
Mm.
Every year for the last like 5 years, it's like, is it closed? We're not sure. Maybe, maybe not. And now, obviously, with Bergeron and Krejci both gone, it's like, and also trade deadline move last year, like trading first round picks and whatnot to like really go all out. Like that was it.
Right. So I guess like what does that look like at the beginning of this year, and then like come trade deadline, if they're not doing well, is Boston going to be a seller? Try and like kickstart it, turn some assets over, and
They're not at like rebuild level. They're still in the retool phase. Like there's still enough to build around where you don't need to tear it all apart. Like what Brendan
right.
said, like still we have our top two defenders like signed for the next 7, or I think both for 7 years. I think McAvoy
Yep.
one more year maybe, but like Lindholm and McAvoy top pair for like a long time, and
That's
then
definitely helpful.
you still have Marchand and Pasta, and like depending what we have for goalies, if we keep Olmark long term or go towards Swayman, like we have good assets to build around.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, it could be. It could be like similar to like the Penguins situation. I mean, maybe a little bit more similar to before they got Carlson, but
Right.
like similar. So yeah, I don't know if they don't do well like going into the deadline that they would sell. They'd probably either make small moves or they probably would just keep the team the same and see how they finish out the season.
Yeah.
And then maybe they look at the off season and decide where the trajectory of the team is looking like it's gonna go. So I don't think they're gonna have
Yeah, I
a
think
crater
they're
of a drop
still
off.
definitely above Ottawa. I could, if anything, I think maybe Ottawa gets fifth above Buffalo.
I definitely think Montreal, Detroit, Buffalo are finishing below Ottawa.
Montreal and Detroit, I'm not going to argue with.
I can't
Buffalo is a
get
maybe.
there with Buffalo. I've been saying that I'm very high on Buffalo. They like I think a lot of people are going into this year, and especially with the playoff drought being as long as it is, it's the longest active playoff drought. It's the longest drought just in general in the league, in the league's history. So it's just like that one more thing that I think needs to push them. They all got like a hunger for playing and playing meaningful games. They were only 1 point out last year. Like Ottawa was close last year too, but they weren't really at that same level. And I think I have more confidence in Buffalo's goalie tandem than I do with Ottawa.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like
You
I'm
have
not sold on Corpusalo at all. He had like a okay season with Columbus, and then he didn't do great with LA in the playoffs at least. And now he's on another new team, dealing with a new new defensive structure. I mean, I think the Ottawa and Buffalo decors are pretty similar. Like I think they both have pretty good upside, but maybe I'd give the edge to Buffalo just because they've got two former first overall picks on the blue line there. So
Hard to argue against. But I mean, I think with Chikrin and Shabbat and Sanderson, I think those are the potentially three best defensemen out of the two teams. Like I'd say the three of them at least as good as Owen Power. At least as good as Rasmus Dahlin.
you mean like
But
all three combined are as good as one
no, each
Rasmus
of them.
Dahlin?
Each of them.
No,
I know I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but I don't think Rasmus Dahlin is that much better than any of those players.
yeah. I I can't agree with you there like at all. I mean, I think Sanderson is going to have a breakout year this season. But Shabbat is great too. I just can't put either of them above Darlene, and Power I think is going to explode too. I don't know if he projects to be better than those guys. I mean, he went he went earlier than them, obviously, but Sanderson does look really good. But yeah,
I think part of your bias is
can't do
you
it.
probably haven't watched a lot of Buffalo hockey, which I mean, who can blame
I haven't
you?
watched a
But
lot of Buffalo hockey.
you don't see Darlene. I bet every Buffalo fan would say that Darlene's better just because they watch Darlene every day and don't watch the Senators defense. So it's just who you watch. Like even
Yeah, you grow in love
even
with them.
people will say how like Bergeron doesn't deserve another Selke, he's just getting it for the name. But like if you watch 82 games and see like the small defensive plays he'll make where it doesn't show up on a highlight reel or anything, you'll be like, yeah, it makes sense.
Why are you hitting us with this logic here, Dean?
That's why I'm here.
That's a good point.
That's
There's
why
definitely
I'm here.
some like viewership bias.
hmm Same with the East Coast bias, where like all the hockey reporters watch the East Coast games and go to bed before the Pacific game. So
Yeah.
like there's a whole thing where players if you get paid to Toronto for a year to like make money and be in the spotlight and actually show that you're good, and then get paid on some other team.
Where nobody watches you because you're at midnight.
Yeah.
Ugh, the goddamn 10:30 starts for Vegas games. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you gotta just move out west.
Like, and the puck drop isn't until like 10:40, and then it's like, oh my god. Like that's like a
So
2
nice.
o'clock game sometimes, or like 1:30, depends on if it goes to overtime or shootout or whatever.
You watch every regular season game or most?
No, I don't. If they were in my time zone, I absolutely would, but I just especially with all these games that are on weekdays and stuff, it's like I just can't get myself to stay up that late. Like I mean, like physically I can't. Like I would love to, but my body just will not let me. Like I gotta sleep.
Owen and I have it perfect. Mountain time and rooting for an East Coast team. I
Yeah.
get home from work at
Yeah.
5 and puck drops at 5:10, and then the
Pretty
game
great.
ends. I'm like, I still have like time to do stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
mountain time is the move. I'm probably in the worst situation possible
Yeah.
because I think like if it was the other way around where it was a Pacific fan watching an East Coast team, like yeah, maybe there'll be some games at like 4 o'clock when you're still at work or something, but it's like at least as soon as you get home, like you can watch it, and then you've got like you said, you got your rest of the day, versus like waiting until 10 o'clock and then
Yeah,
your
'cause
day's
even
pretty
for
much
us,
done.
like the West Coast games start at like 8, which isn't that bad.
Yeah, so you can
No.
watch like playoff games and like Western
Right.
playoff games and
Yeah.
just general regular season stuff and be okay.
The worst was during COVID, they had games during the day, like during work, and like playoff games in the bubble.
Yeah.
It was a really weird schedule, and I know one of them was because the Tampa game that went to like 4 overtimes or whatever, so they rescheduled the Bruins game.
Yeah.
It was the next day at like I was still on the East Coast, and it was like 1 p.m. or something. And really for a playoff game
That's crazy.
on a weekday?
Yeah, I was actually watching that. I watched that whole Tampa Columbus game 1, the 5 overtime game. Cuz
Well, I went over to
I was
a
at
friend's
home
house.
and it was I think it started at like 2 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it was getting to like 7 and I was like, "Holy shit." Like like I cannot believe I've been watching the same game for like 6 fucking
The
hours.
whole time.
It was
It's
it
just
was
the one hockey game.
it was I mean it was a great experience. I was sad that Columbus lost that game because I feel like Corpusalo like was totally standing on his head. And I'm not really a Tampa fan, but yeah, that was a crazy one.
Yeah. Yeah, I went over to a friend's house to watch the Bruins, and then we sat there watching this game. And it finally ended. And we're like, well, I guess I'm going home.
Yeah, it's like,
No
well,
Bruins to watch.
I think we've got enough. We've watched enough hockey for today.
Yeah. I
If
didn't
there's
catch
such a
that
thing.
one, but I saw highlights of it and it was insane.
And then I stayed up and watched the Panthers Hurricanes 4 overtime game this year,
Mm.
which
That
Oh,
was
yeah, I remember you texting and like, I'm going to bed. I don't care.
that was that one I think ended at like 2:30 or so my time.
Well,
That,
it's hard too when you like you'll watch the first two overtimes. Like, well, I'm already in this far. Like, I
I
might as
know
well just
that's I was kind of like, yeah, like
take it out. Especially like,
I'm gonna want to
like,
watch
well, it's
this.
already 1 a.m. Like, what's another? I'm already gonna be tired tomorrow. What's another half hour?
Exactly. It's like when it comes down to like, oh, you're only gonna sleep for 4 hours versus 6. It's like, it doesn't
It just
really
sucks when
make
overtime
much of a
ends and
difference.
it's like I have to wait 20 minutes. Just sit around.
Oh, that was the worst. All the intermissions. Although it was kind
You
of
gotta set an
funny.
alarm, take a power nap.
It, yeah, it was kind of funny watching the the TSN or not TSN guys like the oh what the hell the TNT guys. Like trying to just continue to talk about the game and you could tell they're all like exhausted and
Yeah.
like oh my god, could
And they
somebody
start
please
sending
end
like
this?
people from the arena home early, like some of the workers.
Yeah, like Gretzky's like falling asleep at the desk. He's like, "Come on, please. I'm
Do
an old man. I need my sleep."
you guys remember the when the Bruins played in China and I watched it in our dorm? We got like came back from the bars and it was like 3:30 and the game
Oh
started at
yeah.
4 or
Yeah.
something. It was like a
That was.
Saturday night or whatever. It was 4 a.m. I'm like, time to watch some hockey.
I mean, I do that with F1 all the time. You know, if
True.
the races in Japan, wake up at like 4 a.m. on a Sunday and be like, okay, time to watch race cars. And then I'll watch race cars, and then I'll go back to bed.
Do you? Yeah, you go back to bed. Like when does that wrap up?
It's only like an hour and a half long on race day. I
Hmm.
mean, a total of 3 hours if I watch the hour before and the hour after, but I'm not watching the hour before.
Oh
And
yeah.
people probably do the same thing with hockey and like across the world, right? Where they,
Yeah,
they wake up at 4 a.m. and watch like a Golden Knights game or whatever, and then go back to bed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
makes
Like
sense.
I'm sure that happens a lot with the NFL too. Like because there's a lot of
Oh
Mm.
like
yeah.
UK and German fans, and it's like yeah, it's gotta be it's gotta be rough to
hmm
be a to be an
I
NFL
mean,
fan
same with
in Europe.
Americans. They're soccer fans. Same
Yeah,
idea.
Yeah.
Premier League Sunday mornings
Yeah.
before football.
This Sunday, North London will be divided.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
That was there was a commercial for one of the games that they kept playing that one before like in between all the hockey while we were watching, so we've got that one pretty much memorized.
I think
Yeah.
it was
There
that,
was
and
a
it was
few
when we were
years where
watching fantasy football.
Game Center Live or whatever would just have like the hockey highlight commercials and just play the same
Mm,
ones before they just did the like cleaning the ice or whatever animation.
Yeah.
right.
And yeah, there were so many like the Sam Bennett scoring 4 goals. I remember that one playing a bunch, and I mean I guess this was 6 or 7 years ago now, but
The OT game in Nashville.
oh yeah,
Connor McDavid, welcome back.
yep, that's one.
Classics. Yeah, they do always seem to have like the same B-roll footage and stuff for their broadcasts. Although they don't have NHL TV anymore, so I guess yeah, it's not exactly the same. But
Yeah, the good old days.
now we just have to watch regular commercials like Burger King and Subway and all those fun stuff. The
Are you
Verizon.
kidding me? I'm watching
Verizon.
Boston Pizza and Canadian Tire, Tim
Oh yeah,
Hortons. That's great.
yeah. You're getting the Canadian broadcast, huh?
That's way better. I love my TSN.
That I assume they don't have like a dedicated American broadcast team. Like they just have the TSN guys that do Sens broadcasts.
Well, it's some on TSN, some on Sportsnet. So
Sportsnet,
it
yeah, yeah.
depends. But most of them are TSN. And that's the ones that the fans, appreciate and like associate with more of the TSN streams.
Right. Yeah,
It's
that
just
makes sense because I feel like yeah, Sportsnet pretty much just does like all of the Canadian teams more or less, and like I know they
right.
do
It
they
definitely
do the
feels like
Leafs
more of
a
a Leafs
lot.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
Leafs
big
and Canadians a
Leafs
lot.
net.
So I could
Oh,
understand
Leafs
why
net.
Sens fans would not want or not be as interested.
Yeah, I'm excited for games to come back. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a good season. I'm just excited to watch hockey again. It's been a
Seriously.
minute.
Yeah, the off season, the summer is always pretty brutal, especially if your team didn't go far or didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
A little different
I've
for me
seen
this
hockey
year.
I care about in a while. Yeah, you can't complain at all.
No complaints for me as far as the season goes. I was actually wearing my my cup champion shirt today. Well, not all day, but I was wearing it. I'm actually wearing my Leafs Matthews jersey in honor of the extension today.
I did see that before we turned the cameras off.
In the
Yeah.
I'm sure in the ire of the Senators and Bruins fans.
Mm, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
love Matthews. I recently watched a podcast on the Leafs' biggest villains, and one of the guys put Matthews. I don't know if I mean, in my era of watching the Sens, sure, only from that first game when he scored 4 goals. They still lost, but he hadn't scored on four times in his first game. Definitely wasn't my favorite way to welcome Ma- Matthews
I
into the
think
league.
Kadri is definitely the biggest Leaf villain for me. Yeah, I forgot that Matthew scored those against. That was his first game. That was against Ottawa.
Uh-huh. We won the game. We won the game. But yeah, not great.
That was
Forever
when we.
tainted
I
it.
think that was the last time we did fantasy hockey, and I remember he was the first overall pick, and he was projected to go in like the 60s or whatever. I picked him early, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay." In the first game, I think we had hat tricks of one of the scoring things, so helped
Um,
helped my cred.
yeah, it was fantasy hockey was rough. It sometimes it was fun, but I felt like it was significantly more effort than fantasy football somehow. Because
It
it
was
was,
set
I guess,
lines
every
every
day
day.
versus yeah, every day versus every week.
I think Yahoo does it right. I think you can hit like auto set lines for like a week or whatever. Just puts in all the active players.
Mm, that would be
Helps a
nice.
lot.
Yeah, like I feel like the draft is fun for fantasy hockey, but then like after you start getting into like the actual games, like it just like I don't know, it's just not as invigorating as like fantasy football or I mean I haven't really enjoyed fantasy basketball like the one time I did it, but I just feel like fantasy hockey just isn't that interesting, at least to me, which is why I don't do it. But I'm sure some people enjoy it and can make some decent money on it or whatever. But
Yeah, I feel
it's
like
not really for me.
for for me, like fantasy football, if it's a close game that I have like for a week, I'll tune into the football game to watch my player. But like I never do that for hockey because there's you just have so many players and like
There's so much
it,
going on.
you're also they have a 30 to 40 second shift and then they're off and like I don't know, it's different versus your players on offense or do you have the team's defense or whatever. Normally your players on offense. Anytime they're on offense, you're watching your player.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not really the same to watch it for fantasy, which is why I think like the broadcasts don't really mention fantasy that much. They talk about betting, obviously,
Right.
but yeah,
Right. Plenty of sports betting.
they don't really get into the fantasy stuff. I mean, maybe like some of the NHL network people do, like when there's not much to talk about. But yeah, I know the I think it's the NHL YouTube channel that's doing like the or not recaps, the season previews for the 32 teams, the 32 and 32, and they do have a guy on there that is like a fantasy hockey like expert or analyst or whatever. So they have been talking about it a little bit there, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I haven't heard. I feel like all we hear about is just the daily fantasy stuff, the daily bets, which
Oh yeah.
really sparks my interest and is illegal in Montana, which is probably a good thing because I did see at one of the bars though that I go to, you can do it like at a little machine. I was looking around at different bets I can make.
Man, I know a lot of
Pretty
people are into
interesting.
that for fantasy football, where like you do the weekly and you just have like a budget to get your team, and obviously the better players cost more.
Oh yeah.
So like that way you don't just do a draft and then your best player gets injured in the first week and it just like
Right.
sucks the wind out of it. But the weekly ones seem fun, and maybe something with hockey like that would be good.
Yeah, and there could be something like that that already exists, but yeah, it would be good. And um, they used to do it. They don't do it anymore. Is the Enterprise Hat Trick Challenge? Which they
The
still.
best.
It's funny because they still like occasionally like they use like the hashtag like NHL Hat Trick Challenge, but like the app for it like has not worked for like 3 or 4 years or something like that. So
I
they've
think
sort
now
of abandoned it.
the hat trick challenge is just if a player scores a hat trick, they like the hat trick challenge just like donates money or something.
Yeah,
I think it's
that's
still a
probably what it is.
thing. It's just different.
Lame. I want a
But
game. I don't want people to donate money.
for anybody who's unfamiliar with it, they used to do this thing like 5 or 6 years ago, where they the app would have three two choice questions that you would have to pick the answer to, and then if you got all three correct, you would get a hat trick because you got all three right. And then they had like a global leaderboard, and we had our own league with our four guys at the apartment at Clarkson there. So we were competing with ourselves, and then once they stopped doing it, we still had an interest in, like, we still wanted to compete that way. So we started making our own hat trick questions, where basically we would have somebody, we would have like a lineup, and whoever's day it was would create three questions based on the games being played that day, and then everybody would submit answers, and then we tally the results at the end and kept a leaderboard. So it's kind of fun. Dean is historically very good at it.
He's too good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
he's
super
just
fun.
good
Get free
at
stuff
pretty much
every
everything.
year.
Yeah, you've won every time.
3 years in a row, all
Yeah.
three. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And
I mean, Owen's been
I'm
close.
never
Like, we've
good.
gone back and forth with the leads.
And I just can't win it. I get
Well,
disinterested and lose at the end because I just
I
can't
mean, you
put it
had it
together.
like because we also it's a gentleman's game, so we've had it where like if one of us is up, you can't like we're not just gonna copy the other person's
Right.
answers every day.
Try not to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it's like if you think it's the answer, you put it. But
Yeah.
Try and spice it up
if
a
you
little
wanted
bit.
to, if you got up by one, you could just win. But
Yeah, you could.
where's the fun in that?
But it's fun to just engage with like it gets you more into the league every day, like especially during some of the slog of the end of the regular season, where it's like everybody's sort of ready for playoffs, and so it's like, here's a new thing to get you to watch some games or just follow the league that day. So it's fun.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a personal commitment for some folks to have to remember to make the questions and keep
Get
track
reminded
of,
a
of
lot. It's nice.
answering. Pretty much, I had to remind one or two guys like every time it was their turn because
Really not
they
hard to
would
set a
forget.
reminder in your phone.
I am incapable. I don't know how.
We
It
also
was.
do
It was.
the preseason playoff bracket, which is fun.
Yeah,
I did very bad at that too.
I
You won
think
it last year.
I did.
Yeah.
I knew that. I
Yeah.
did. What?
yeah, you knew.
Yeah, you won
Ah.
like $80 or whatever.
Oh no, that was the
Talk
cup.
about the Pass the Cup.
Oh, past the cup.
I won past the cup.
Oh yeah.
I think you probably won the preseason bracket last year.
Oh yeah. We should start putting money on that, by the way.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm sure
We
you'd
should
love
not.
that. Yeah, I think I want to do that again this year. Maybe do like a September 1st deadline or August 31st or something like that for submitting those, because pretty much everything will be ironed out by then for the most part, unless we want to wait a little bit longer.
I think that's good. Are we gonna do past the cup again too?
Yeah, I'd be into that.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that's another thing. We didn't create that either. I think Justin was the one who initially introduced it to us, but
It's from
basically,
the 32 Thoughts podcast, I think.
yeah. So that's where he got it from, and basically what it is so you start the season with the team who has the cup is the team who won the previous year. So Vegas has the cup right now. So when they play their first game, which is on opening night, if they win, they get a cup point and they keep it. And then whenever they lose, the next team has it. So basically, you keep track of who has it, and the participating players in the game will do a snake draft, picking teams. So you wanna obviously pick the teams you think are gonna do well this season, and then you get points for getting the most points in the season, and then you also win by picking the eventual cup champion. So Dean did both of those this past year. He got the most points, and he picked Vegas on his team. So
Dean was the big winner.
A fruitful season for Dean.
Yes.
Bullying us with his hockey knowledge for money.
And there's definitely like you could sort of theoretically think about it, okay, I know this team's gonna have the cup first, and then maybe they'll lose in a couple games here, and so maybe I'll draft this team to get it, and then it's you start going through all the scenarios, but then it's one miscue, and then your whole thing breaks apart
so fast.
Yeah, so it's really.
I planned it out for 6 games last year, and it had already gotten to every team in the league twice, and I was like, well, fuck, I don't know anymore.
I
can't figure this out.
I believe I was the only team that had each one of my drafted teams get at least 1 point during the season.
I think so.
Which was kind of fun, but it was didn't end up netting me enough points overall to beat Dean, which was unfortunate, because if you start getting on, if the team happens to be on a huge winning streak while they have the cup, I think Zane had the Devils, and they had their huge 9 or 10 game winning streak, and they had it for most of that run. So it's it can seem like the numbers will skew really quickly, but
right.
Also, 2 years in a row, I picked Boston way higher than I should have, and I got clowned for it.
That's true. You traded for Boston 2 years ago, I think, right?
2 years ago, I traded Boston for the Islanders, and Justin thought it was a steal.
Whoopsies.
And then last year, Boston didn't even they only got me a couple points.
Yeah, they actually
that's the thing.
weren't.
You can be the best team in the league. They got 5. I'm looking at it right now.
I think
I had
it was
Toronto and
Toronto
Boston, my
best.
first 2 picks.
Yeah.
Toronto had 10, and Boston only had 5. Vegas, I had on my team, didn't get a single cup win.
Yeah. But they got the one that mattered the most.
Yeah.
We could play Legacy and just keep our teams from last year.
Okay.
What? Why would you give that to Dean?
I don't know. Maybe just because he won last time doesn't mean he'll win this time.
Plus, we might not have everybody participating that participated.
We can maybe cut Justin out, is what you're saying.
Yes.
I think Zane would be in pretty good shape, honestly, for next year.
Zane did
Carolina,
well.
Edmonton, Islanders, Devils, Montreal, and Buffalo.
Yeah, that's a good team.
I don't remember mine, but I feel like it was a little
Tampa,
lazy.
Minnesota, Nashville, Ottawa, Anaheim, Detroit.
Yep,
Ooh.
that's not great.
So yeah, maybe Owen doesn't want to pick.
Let's
Legacy.
do new teams. That's exactly what I said. New teams.
That is a rough.
That'd be way
squad.
better.
Yeah.
Hey, I still got second place, didn't I?
You tied for 4th with Zane.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said. I still
Brendan
got 4th
last.
place, right?
Colorado got him 3. Arizona got him 3.
Yeah,
Philly
what
got
the
him
hell?
1.
How
Dallas,
does
St.
Colorado
Louis,
get
Rangers
second?
got him nothing.
Yeah, that
Rangers with nothing is tough.
especially with how good those teams that I picked were pretty good, but they
And
just
Justin
didn't
had
win the right
Vancouver get him
games.
4, Winnipeg get him 3, Calgary get him 6.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So it's definitely luck based.
Yeah, I thought I had a really good team, but that's just the way it works. If the cup is stuck in the Eastern Conference and you've got a couple Western teams that are just not playing them, it's it could be a while before you're even eligible to get the cup.
Mm-hmm.
It would be interesting if we had saved every matchup so we could see how many times each team competed for the cup.
Oh god, we had a hard enough
It's
time
already
keeping
enough
track
work
of
to
who had
update
it.
who has the cup each game.
Yeah, that was a challenge sometimes.
I usually had to police it to make sure that things were being tracked correctly. Because
Yeah, maybe that's
especially
why I always win because I'm the one updating it. No one checks.
I usually checked,
Me and Brendan are pretty good about updating it.
but I trusted Dean, so I
Hey, you can go back through the version history. It's on Google Sheets.
You could also go back and just like go through the season and
I
double
demand
triple
a
check.
recount.
Oh God, you
Wha-
can do it then.
why would
You
you
already
demand a
won.
recount?
I want to make sure I won.
That doesn't
Double
benefit
check it.
you. Yeah. Oh, it turns out I actually won by even more.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be
Well,
nice.
but
kick in
if
the
we got
pants.
one wrong early on, the entire thing could be different.
Oh yeah.
No, that's definitely true, and I think we caught that a couple of times where some disconnect happened and another team ended up having it, so we had to adjust the scores. But
The problem is we'd like forget to update it for a week or two, so you have to go through and like it's easy to miss one if you're just like catching up like that.
yeah, especially
Right.
if like the team that has the cup doesn't play for like 2 or 3 days, and then it's like, okay, yeah, I gotta remember like LA just won that game, and then they play in 2 or 3 days, so we have to like remember to follow up with it like the next couple of days. So it's like, it doesn't work like it where every day is a new chance for somebody to get it.
Right. Like with hat tricks.
Exactly. Yeah.
When Owen won, he had 22, and me and Justin both had 21. That was really close.
Mostly.
That was a good one.
I was also last place that year.
15. Yeah.
It's pretty unbelievable how like just generally terrible I am at these things, considering like how invested
Ugh.
I am in watching the sport.
I mean, it just shows how luck of the draw it is, right? Like, if the knowledge really mattered, you'd win a lot more. But I guess Dean does a lot of winning, and he knows a lot.
Yeah, so
Also
I think it's
adding
just a
up,
me problem.
Yep.
this most recent one, there were 75 cup wins, and the year before it was, let's see, 64, 79. So that also changes it a little, like because it's not 82.
Yeah.
Just the way the schedule
Right.
works.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So we could potentially have over 82 as well.
True.
Yeah. Like
But I
how,
guess it'd be more likely to have for us to have under.
like how some players can play more than 82 games in a season.
Right.
Mhm.
That's always
And they
kind of
get
fun.
traded.
You get traded to a team that's played less games. I wonder what the record is for most regular season games played. It's probably like 85 or 86 or something like that, because usually the disparity is not too crazy.
I don't
And-
think it would be more than 84.
And it's rare that like a player like that many players are
86.
like healthy.
86.
86.
Who?
There we go.
It was by Jimmy Carson in the 1992-93 season.
Exactly. That's who I was thinking of.
I love Jimmy Carson.
All right, so the first active player is fourth,
Great actor.
Tyson Berry with 85.
Tyson Berry.
Now his last or
Recently?
past season, 22-23.
Oh.
Huh. The more you know.
Because he got traded to Nashville.
From Edmonton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was part of the Ekholm deal.
Right.
Wow, I think he looks like the only active player in the top 50. Good for him. What a stat to
Yeah.
have.
That's a fun one. He might not even know.
Yeah.
Somebody go tell him right now.
Yeah.
Go tweet at him.
Call him up.
Did you know you've played a lot of hockey games?
The next active player is 91st, Marcus Pedersen with 84.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't happen that often. 86 feels like a lot.
Also, this is such like a weird thing because once you get to 82, it's just like a million people, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah. It then becomes most of the NHL.
Yeah.
I guess maybe not most. Probably most people have played
Number
one
100, Craig Berube in the 93-94 season played 84 games.
What? 84. I thought you said 82. I was like, we're just down to the 82s? We're just
like-
celebrating everyone who's
That's a
done
lot.
one season?
Seeing how many people have played more than 82.
Right.
Ooh, 177.
Dang.
I
I
don't know
mean, over
why
100
Connor
years.
McDavid's the #1 player who's played 82 games. He's at the top. I guess that's fair. And then
Yeah.
Yager, and then Kucherov, and then
That's
Yager again has
what
2 of his
a,
seasons.
they
Oh my
played the
god.
most of 82 games. Oh, I wonder if you can see who's played the most minutes of hockey in a season by do games by minutes per game, like add
Games
up
played
all
times
the.
time on ice.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How many total minutes on ice you spent in an entire season?
Oh,
Seems
just
like
in
a
a
lot of
season.
I
I
a lot
imagine
of
it
mean,
would be
math. Well, I can
a
just look at the
bit.
top guys and see their
it's
average time on
it's
ice. Well,
yeah,
the
it's
top
probably
2
some
guys was
defensemen.
before that was a tracked stat, so
What do you? Oh,
they didn't track time on ice in the
Wayne.
90s.
Oh, well, I guess that is hard to determine then.
So probably Tyson Berry because he averaged 1946.
Tyson Berry has played the most hockey since they started tracking hockey.
Yeah.
No, I don't like.
Oh, Keith Yandel, 84 games, 22.54 per game.
There we
That's
go.
Oh,
the
Yeah,
winner.
22.54
I
a
was gonna
game.
say yeah.
23
Those.
minutes a game for 82 games. So how much
84.
hockey is that? 84 games.
Oh, wait, Brian Campbell, 83 games, 25.06.
Oh man.
That's average.
Does
Yeah.
that so but does that extra minute and a half account for a whole
Extra
extra
3
game?
minutes per game
I
accounts,
guess
or
yeah,
Yeah.
3.
3 minutes times 80 is definitely more than
You
Yeah.
think that's more than 3?
20.
Or 25 or whatever? I don't know. I'm not good at math. You guys got the math degrees.
Yeah. We'll take care of the math.
Thanks.
You
We'll
can
get
just
back to
look
you on the
pretty.
results.
That's what I'm here for.
Trust us. He looks great.
Especially today.
You are rocking your Senators jersey or not jersey, T-shirt today.
Yeah, I got a vintage 94, I want to say, Senator's shirt off eBay for like 20 bucks. I really like it. Old
Cool.
school logo. It was a good little find.
No, that's inaugural season.
Year after. I think 93 was first season. So
93,
I think
'94.
yeah, I
Okay.
think this is like after the first season.
Yeah, I'm I know most of
Oh
the
no, it's a
first
93.
years.
It is inaugural season.
Ah, excellent.
I saw in the little logo.
Yeah, because I know Anaheim was 93. 'Cause
No, we came into the league with
they did.
Tampa, not Anaheim.
No, I'm saying Anaheim came into the league in 92, 93.
Oh, and we did 93, 94 with Tampa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I think so. I wasn't
Or were
around
they in
for it, so
93, 94 also? Well, anyways.
The
Um,
Bruins Centennial jerseys go on sale September 17th.
yeah,
jeez.
they're announcing them on the
Old
16th.
hockey
I can't
team.
wait to see them. I'm pretty sure I know what at least the home and away are gonna look like based on the logo. And I think a Bruins fan like had actually mocked up like jerseys like 2 years ago, and they pretty much match like exactly what they like anticipate they'll look like this year. So I think they'll look pretty cool, and I don't know what the third one's gonna look like, but
Yeah. They announced
excited.
all 3 on the 16th, you know?
Say again?
They announced all 3 of them on the 16th.
I believe so. Yeah, as a set.
Yeah. So I'll probably wait for those for my next jersey and decide from then. I kind of wanted one before the season starts, but I guess if I get it customized, it'll probably be after. It'll take longer, but
Yeah.
oh well. I have other
That'd be
jerseys
fun.
to wear.
That's true.
I have an active Bruin.
Oh, that's.
I don't have an active Sens
That's
one
different. Yeah.
because I only have a Carlson.
Yeah, you just have the Carlson.
I have
My
a
Krug jersey was
Penguins
my lucky one
player.
last year anyway.
You're what one, Dean?
My Krug one was my lucky jersey last year. It was hard to have something that wasn't lucky, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It was more
fair.
like if we were down by 3 goals going into the third, I put on the Krug jersey and we'd come back and win. So
But you did that any game. Anyways, there was so much
yeah,
winning.
like I said, it was pretty easy to have lucky jerseys last year.
Yeah, Bruins fans, thank you for your sacrifice, Dean.
Yeah, yeah.
Why didn't
really
you do that
struggled.
in the playoffs though?
It just it stopped working. I had to switch it up. Made the wrong call, I guess.
Yeah, you live and you learn.
Oh well. Do you want to play that player guessing game
Yeah, I was just thinking
Unless
about
you were
that.
talking about beforehand?
unless Brendan wanted to do any of the other stuff on the thing.
Um, well, I mean, I don't know if you guys have anything prepared for, because we got our little list of general topics here, and one thing is, the most exciting potential first round matchup, like going into this season. If you guys had like anything as far as two teams that would be playing, that at least, like, I'm sure there's some matchups that have already happened that are very interesting.
Well,
But like,
is it matchups you'd love to watch, or matchups that you'd love to watch that are possible? Like, well, I guess Boston Toronto is still possible, but like, if if my dream matchup was like Arizona versus Vegas, I don't think it's gonna happen this year. But like,
yeah, I guess it would be
dream matchup that's could happen this year.
yeah, like likely 23-24 first round matchup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say my first one would be New Jersey and the Rangers.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be a fun one to run back.
a repeat. Yeah, I agree. That would be really good to see. And yeah, it probably won't. I feel like it probably won't happen this year because I think New Jersey will probably take number one in the Metro, and I don't think Rangers are going to be a wild card team. Maybe they will be if they have a bit of a drop off, but I'd imagine the 1, 2, 3 for Metro is pretty much locked up.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if it did
It's
happen
second round one.
again, it would be fun.
I think mine's probably L.A. Edmonton. I don't know. I've always just enjoyed that series.
The three-peat.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Edmonton, just in general, is a fun team to watch. Obviously,
yeah.
with McDavid. Um,
Could have
yeah, I don't
another
know.
Battle of Alberta again if Flames squeak into a wild card
True.
spot.
That
Yeah, I
is
don't
fun.
know who else.
I don't know if they, I don't know if they will, but that could be good.
And then like Seattle, Vancouver, if Vancouver can crawl out, or Seattle, Vegas, Seattle, Colorado, maybe.
Seattle
'Cause-
Vegas would be really fun. I could see that, like a wild card spot for Seattle and like a second overall in the West sort of thing for Vegas.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be cool. I wanted that for the Western Conference Finals last year, but we were not able to get that. Curse
Yeah.
you,
Oh,
Wyatt
well.
Johnston.
I think you'll be fine. I don't really like the Stars. I'd be fine if they
How dare
stop.
you?
Why do you like the Stars, Dean?
I always like the Stars. I don't know.
Dean's
Fun
always
team.
liked them. They're kind of like his West team, right?
Tyler
Yeah.
C.
I mean, I've
I
liked
don't know.
Nashville too, but I guess the last few years have kind of been boring.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if I had to pick a West team, it wouldn't be either of those two.
My East team's Detroit.
What? No, it's not.
Well, I mean,
It's
obviously
Boston.
Not Boston.
non-Bruin.
Detroit. That's upsetting.
I used to play with them in Shell.
It's because they were
Wow.
good.
Well, because I always liked Datsuk and Zetterberg, like that era. Cronwall.
I
Before
wonder
your
why.
time.
Back in my day, the Detroit
Yeah.
Red Wings had some real players.
Back when they were, I mean, it was past when they were like winning cups and stuff. But
Right, but they're
were a
still
fun
there.
team. And what's his name? I gotta look up their roster.
Who's roster?
Red
Like-
Wings from,
Like the 08 team.
I think it's, what was it, like Filppula when he was actually good.
Yep.
A few other guys I can't think of off the top of my head.
So who would you pick for your West team then, Owen?
Uh, I mean, I kind of want to say Seattle.
Yeah, that would have been
Um,
my guess, especially because you're close to them. Well, relatively.
yeah. If not them, then Calgary.
Yeah, yep.
Oh,
Calgary
I have a
seems
soft
fun.
spot for Justin Abdelkader because when I played NHL 12 Ultimate Team, he was the first gold player I ever got. He was like, I don't know, like an 84 overall or something like. And
Yeah,
back then, that was not good. Like everyone had teams in the 90s. So,
right.
but just he was my first good player.
I've definitely heard of Abdelkader before.
Thomas Tatar,
Ooh,
Ta-ta!
Tata.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike Modano.
Golden Knights
He was
legend.
he was 40 at the time. Oh, Lidstrom, obviously.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
was like
Nick.
the end of like I didn't really watch him because he was 40 in 2010.
Jeez.
Jimmy Howard,
Jimmy Howard, yep.
Goalie, yep.
Goalie.
Darren Helm, Johan Franzen, Filppula. Yeah.
Franzen.
Yep.
Yep. Before my time, that is for certain.
Yeah, we're definitely getting further and further away. It's been
And I was also
seven
a
years
Lightning
for
fan.
Detroit.
Those were like my two teams that weren't the Bruins, but I don't like
Lightning.
Tampa anymore for 30
Too
games.
much winning.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, like St. Louis, you never got to watch.
No.
Vinny Lecavalier.
I played NHL 2007 on the computer as a kid. So I have some of those names burned in my memory from that era, but that's about it.
Geez, Dominic Moore was on this team.
A lot of Pronger and OV, and who else did I
Chara.
enjoy using? Chara was a blast.
Yeah, I don't remember much
Alfredson
people
and
on this team.
Spezza. It was
Did you ever
it
play the
was
NHL
fun.
game, the like cartoon one that came out with like NHL 9 or something?
Oh, like on the Wii or whatever.
No, it was just like I don't know. The menu had like the sound effects that like a person just made, like um, and it was just like bobblehead character kind of design.
I think yeah, like the predecessor to the threes sort of thing they have now.
Yeah, let me.
They're gonna put a picture in our Discord.
I'm just gonna find the name of it.
Oh,
Sure, we'll throw it up on the screen for you.
we're gonna have a blank audio visual
We're just
podcast
gonna
this whole
we're just gonna
time.
have a black screen for people to stare at on YouTube.
It just rotates through stills of us.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I thought about that, and like every time someone talks, having to switch it would suck. So I'm not gonna do that.
There's got to be an AI that does that, right?
Yeah, I
Not
mean, you can have
saying that you
AI
should lose
edit.
your job, but
Why can't I find this game?
Good thinking, Owen.
yeah. How much you paying him? You should pay me that. All right, I'll find
I get
somebody else.
commission on all the money he makes from his podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
he's
That's so much
rolling in it.
money.
He's rolling in it right now. Maybe we'll hit the double digits for subscriber count this time around.
Ooh.
Double digits? No way.
Wow.
Whoa!
I mean, I believe in you, but that's like, I think your goals are maybe a little too high on that one.
I know. I'm kind of a dreamer.
Maybe it is just called 3-on-3 NHL.
My head's in the clouds.
Yeah, it's just
You can
3-on-3
say that
NHL
again.
Arcade. It came out using the
Arcade.
09 engine in 2009.
Oh,
96%
2009.
liked this video game.
Wow.
GameSpot gave it a 64%.
hmm.
Like Rotten Tomatoes, where the fans like it, but like critics are like, no.
It is bad.
It was so fun though.
Yeah, it was definitely, I don't know, I
Oh yeah, there were
enjoyed all my
power-ups.
Chell time. I wish I could play Chell more, but I'm not gonna buy a console to sit next to my PC to just play Chell with. That feels silly. I'm just waiting for them to bring it over, which will probably never happen. Yep, I remember exactly that.
The tiny goalie and
I
like all the
played it
other.
on the Wii, I'm pretty sure. That or PlayStation 3.
I wonder if it was on the Wii. I know it was on 360. I had it on 360.
Yeah,
The,
I was a Sony kid growing up.
the Wii got everything back in the day. I'm sure they got something.
I don't think it was on the Wii. It was not.
Dang. Well, I guess I played it on PS3.
They got NHL 2K11 on the Wii.
Oh, nice. That's sick. I played Call of Duty 3 on the Wii, and it was bad. It was
I played
very
Medal of
difficult to play.
Honor, and yeah, like any shooting game on the Wii is tricky.
Oh yeah, I remember people talking about like playing Call of Duty on the Wii, and it's like this is an embarrassment.
Have you guys seen that you can play Wii without a sensor bar? You just need a candle?
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
used that before.
That's
I went
crazy.
camping and we brought it. This is like bougie camping. 'Cause we have like a camper and
Right.
electricity and whatnot. And
Electricity. We went camping. I brought my Wii.
air
yeah,
quotes camping.
seriously. Yeah, but we forgot
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Wii the motion bar, so we lit 2 candles. That's when I googled it. I'm like, what? No way! And I lit 2 candles and it worked because it just simulates IR or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess
Yeah.
air sensor
Fun fact for you.
for all you Wii gamers out there.
Or Wii U.
Or Wii U.
Speaking of games, you want to do the player game, Dean, or whatever the hell it's called.
Gave
Yeah,
me
I'm trying to think of categories for you to like pick from.
Oh, this isn't like an established thing that you're just like clicking through. This is something that's just out of your own brain.
Yeah.
Own
That's
brain.
impressive.
Um,
Big brain
so one of
moment.
my categories I'm just typing up right now would be old players that you know based off our last discussion.
Old
So
players that I know.
that probably played before you actually started watching hockey, but they're famous. That'd be a category. I was gonna do Clarkson alum, but I don't know that played in the NHL, obviously. But I
Right.
don't know. That's kind of too narrow of a category.
Short list. Yeah.
Out of the ones I know, yeah.
Yeah. That's
you got
true.
any category ideas?
You could do like Stanley Cup champs in the last decade.
True.
I could be down for that.
I would need a list of
No,
Stanley Cup
no.
winners in the last decade.
Someone with
I
a
could give
cup.
you that.
You think you could right now name every Stanley Cup winner from 2023 to 2013?
Yeah, you do that
Absolutely,
and
I
you
could.
figure out.
Okay, right now.
Okay, Vegas,
Yeah.
Colorado, Tampa,
Sure.
Tampa,
Uh-huh.
St. Louis, Washington.
Okay.
Boo. Penguins or Pittsburgh, and then that brings us to Chicago, L.A., Chicago, or Chicago again, and then that's it.
I'm not looking at a list, so you listed a lot of teams, and
Can
they've all
confirm.
come
Well,
to my
I never
knowledge.
listened, but I trust that you're right.
I can go back further than that, but
Oh.
once I start getting to the early 2000s, that's where it starts to get spotty for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
I
not.
picked a player. I don't remember if this website had everything I needed last time, but also Brendan didn't use all the hints. So,
Okay.
to explain, or I'll list the hints and kind of explain the rules again to you, Owen, because you
Yep.
haven't played, obviously. And now there's 2 people, so it'll be more fun.
Hell yeah.
Let me also, let's see. Okay. So what I will give you just before you guess the hints is the current age of the player, the number of games they played in the NHL, and the last team or the current team that they play for. So you won't know if they're still active or retired. I'll just give you again the last team or current team. So there's a
Sure.
couple things like that where I'll just say it and I won't specify if they're still
So
in the league or not.
I don't know if I heard this. You're gonna tell me their position, or is that up to
No.
me? It's
Current
No.
age, number of games played in the NHL, and their last team or current team.
Number
And
of
from
games
there,
played,
you can
age. Okay.
say if Brendan can go first on this one. So then I'll ask Brendan how many hints he thinks he needs to guess it, and you can ask for up to 10 hints. If you ask for
Oh.
1 hint, I'll give you the amateur team they played for. If you ask
Okay.
for 2 hints, I'll give you the first one and their height and weight. 3
Gotcha.
hints would give you the previous and their draft spot.
Oh
The next
God.
would be draft team, then years
Okay.
he played, career points or
Okay.
save percentage, their country, current or most recent cap hit, most recent save percentage or points, and
All
then
right.
the 10th hint is every NHL team they've ever played for.
Jesus. Okay. I think I would be guessing in the latter half of these hints. I'm not
So
sure I could get. Well, let's see. Let's see.
Brendan's gonna go first.
Mhm.
So this player is 35 years old. They have played 727 NHL games. And their last team or current team is the Tampa Bay Lightning.
700. They're 35.
Yes.
35.
How many hints do you need, Brendan? Now you have to actually be strategic about your hints, because if you pick too high, then Owen can go lower, and if you pick too low and get it wrong, then...
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you... I don't know if Owen gets a point if you just get it wrong.
I think I would have to guess it in my number of hints. So he says 7, I say 8. I get the 8th one after hearing all 7 and his guess. And then I hear the 8th hint, and then I get a chance to guess. Right?
I think I don't know, I have to go back into the episode. I forget the scoring, but we'll just say, to make the scoring more fun, if the person who goes first just doesn't get it, the other person gets the point.
Okay.
Sure. I think I'll go with 6. 6 hints.
6
Okay.
hints. And what was that 6th hint? That 6th level of information?
Their career points or save percentage.
And what is hints
We'll find
number
out when I
5?
tell all the information. So, their amateur
Oh wait,
team...
no.
Yeah,
I
wait.
thought
Oh,
I
wait,
also
no, you
got
still-
to. Yeah.
yeah.
Owen gets to pick how many
Right.
he wants.
So 6 hints gets you the amateur team, height and weight, draft spot, draft team, years he played, and career points or save percentage.
I'll do the step before. I'll do 5 hints.
Okay.
I'll take the
So,
spotlight
do
here.
you want to go 4, Brendan, and do amateur team, height, weight, draft spot, draft team?
What? Brendan doesn't get to re-guess.
Yeah, you
My
get to
turn.
debut. No, you get to say if he can do it in 4.
Okay. Can you do it in 4, Brendan?
Yeah.
You want to do it in 3 on
I
amateur team, height and weight, draft spot?
draft spot? No, I don't think I can do it in 4.
Yeah, I think you talked Brendan down enough. I think
Yeah.
4 might be tough.
Oh, I don't.
Alright.
Right. I don't know if I can do it in 4. I definitely can't do it in 3.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Brendan can do it in 4. We will find out.
Let's see.
Their amateur team was the Adirondack Phantoms.
That's
Their
not
height
cool.
and weight. They are 6'3", 234 pounds.
6'3".
6'3".
Okay.
234.
Their draft spot was in the 6th round, 161st overall.
Oh, I have an idea.
And their draft team was the Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh.
Oh.
Philadelphia Flyers?
I have a guess. Damn it.
Oh man, that Flyers I was not expecting. Shoot.
I think we should keep guessing until one of us gets it, and we just keep getting more and more guesses. So if he can't get it here, then you give me the next hint, and then I get to go. And then if I can't get it, he gets the next hint, and then he gets to go.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I even have like a good guess for, because yeah, the 6th round I wasn't really sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think of current players on Tampa, just for the heck of it, that are around that age range, and I'm not a lot are coming to my mind immediately. But I think I can still. I guess I'll just throw out a guess, and or should I not guess, or?
You should guess.
You should guess.
Yeah,
You
okay.
might get it right.
Yeah, I'll guess Victor Hedman.
You are incorrect.
Yeah, I wasn't super confident.
He's not
in that one.
35. He's not 35, right?
I didn't
not
think I didn't think he
6'3".
was.
He's 6'6", right?
He's 6'8", I think.
6'8". Yeah, I know he's a big
Is he really
boy.
6'8"? Is he really 6'8"?
He's a
Yeah,
big boy.
Or
I
6'7".
wasn't very confident in that one.
Okay, I have a good guess, but I'm gonna hold off until I
he's
get
only
my
6'6",
next level of information.
Well, I guess. Well, I
Yeah,
thought you was gonna guess. No.
Oh, no, what's the next level of info? He didn't get it in 5 and 4, so I get it in 5, then he gets it in 6.
I was
Right?
gonna say you can guess to steal it.
Oh.
Mm.
Which way do we want to do it? Do we want to keep going back and forth, or do we want to just?
Well, I say you get a chance to steal at the current info. That would be a clear win. If you
Oh,
get another
sure, sure,
hint and
sure.
then guess it, then it's not like
Yeah. Okay. So I guess with current info, my guess is Brian Elliott.
no.
Damn.
I
I think
I
a
did
late
th-
round. I
I
know
did
he
think
played
about
for the
Elliott
Phillies
too.
or for the Flyers. So I was like,
Yeah.
eh.
I was thinking about
Okay,
Elliott.
so we'll do the next hint and then give it back to Brendan, I guess.
Next hint. I don't feel like I should get to go first on the next hint.
Sure.
But yeah, and then Brendan will go next on hint number 6 if we need it.
So the years he played in the NHL. So this will, I don't know if it'll help or not, but as a reminder, he was drafted in 2007. His first
Oh, wait,
game in the
wait.
NHL.
We were told that he was drafted in 2007.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
We didn't know that.
Oops, that was later. Was that a later hint?
I don't think that was an option.
Oh, well, this is just an extra hint from me then. He was
Alright.
drafted in 2007, but didn't play in the NHL until 2011, and he is still active.
Oh, I got it now. Damn.
You got it.
I'm pretty positive I have it now.
So drafted in 2007, didn't start till 2011,
And he's still active.
and he's still active, and he plays for the Lightning. And he was drafted in the 6th round.
Oh, no,
Yes.
I don't have it.
But he was drafted by Philly.
He will get traded.
Oh, I mean, obviously he got to Tampa somehow. He played 700 games. He started in 2011. He could. You said he's active on Tampa now, right?
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with Vasilevsky. I know that's not right.
That is not right.
Brendan?
That's tough.
I don't have an immediate guess. I thought I had somebody,
I mean,
but
this is easier.
that was not like. After I thought about it, I was like, no, that's not possible. And he's not on the team either. I just remembered he's not on the team anymore. 35. Yeah, I'm struggling to, like, I'm thinking it's a defenseman, but my brain is not picking somebody out.
Yeah, I feel pretty stumped.
2011. Like, yeah, it took a while to get into the league.
I'll give another one of my hints, just a random one.
Random hint. Let's hear
Currently,
it.
he's an unrestricted free agent.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wait, it says cap hit of 1 million to 2023-24 UFA. Let me check cap friendly. I'm trying to just do everything on Hockey DB.
I'll wait until Dean gets back, but I think I might have a guess now.
Now you've done some posturing,
Yeah.
some thinking.
Oh, unless he was already traded in this offseason and Hockey DB isn't caught up. I don't want to say anything wrong yet.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna throw out a guess. I'll say Curtis McElhinney.
No.
Oh.
That feels like it would have been a good guess.
Oh, so yeah, cap friendly I mean, Hockey DB didn't have this because he was traded this offseason to Minnesota, so he doesn't have any games played. So that's
So I know
Oh.
exactly who it is now.
Yeah, now I know who it is.
That's Fat Pat.
That's Pat Maroon, yeah.
yeah.
That counts as my point. It was my turn to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fine.
I didn't even think about that. How I was like, oh, this must be the last team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also thought the height and weight would give it away.
that definitely would have helped.
6'3", 240. Yeah. 230. In hindsight, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
also the years he played, yeah. So I guess the last team and Kurt team was at the start. So yeah, that kind of screwed this whole thing up, huh?
You kind of did.
Yep. Just a little bit. Hey, let's try for round 2. See how that goes.
We're all learning here.
Yeah.
Let's
it's
get a
getting better.
redemption.
Yeah. No, let me think of someone. I was like, oh, I'll do someone with 3 cups.
Yeah, right. When we got to 3 cups, I would hope we would get it at that
That
point.
hint would probably help.
Yeah.
All right, let me make sure they didn't get traded this offseason.
Good idea.
Yeah, let's make sure we know. Well, I guess you're
But
giving it away that it's an active player.
Yeah, what's his name? I'll look him up.
Yep.
or they actually no, they could have retired. I don't know what they did this offseason.
So it's somebody who played in the league last year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The host keeps leaking information, but it
I
could
would
be
figure it
wrong.
out with no hints. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you can't
Don't-
trust me.
You can't trust this guy.
Dean's just fucking with us the whole time.
Bastard.
Let me check my various sources here.
Yeah, get us the full scoop, please,
Yeah, I
before
gotta
you
get
just
all
start throwing answers around.
All right. Current age is
Current age.
37.
Oh, slightly older.
Number of games played in the NHL, 753. Slightly less.
So basically the same, a little more.
Last team or current team, New
Right.
York Rangers.
37, 750 games, New York Rangers. Okay, I think I can do it in 4 questions. 4 hints.
Okay.
What was?
I'll give you amateur team, height and weight, draft spot, draft team.
Sure.
Can you do it in less, Brendan?
What do you think?
Yeah, I can do it in 3.
Ugh.
I'll get rid of the draft team. You'll only get the draft spot. You want to do it off the amateur team and the height and weight, Owen?
Yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot.
Brendan, you want to guess off the amateur team?
Yes, I do.
I
You
feel like
wanna
there's
guess
no.
right now, Owen.
Yeah, I'll take a guess.
Okay.
What was the stats you gave me so far?
Nothing.
They're 37. They've played 753 games, and their last team or current team is the Rangers.
37, 750 games. I think Patty Kane's played more games than that. No, fuck it, Patrick Kane.
Incorrect.
God damn it.
You want to try to guess without a hint, Brendan?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's 3-time Cup winner Jonathan Quick.
Correct. Good
No,
thing I
what
looked
the
too,
hell?
because I was like, oh, he's got to still be on Vegas, right? Like, nope, he got
Nope.
signed on
Rangers.
July 1st.
Yeah, I knew. I knew once you said 37 and Rangers. I knew it. I knew it was Quick because I knew how old he was.
Yeah.
And I think, especially because he just won the cup, and we just said 3 cup winners, and you're like, I wonder if there are any other ones. I was like, yeah, I know.
can think of one of those.
I know
3 cups, but I
Martinez
only
and
won
Quick.
2. Oh, he won twice with the Kings, yeah.
Yeah, two cups with the Kings, and then one
Last
with
year.
Vegas.
Sort of, kind of. He was there.
His name's on the cup. He lifted
His
it.
name is on it. More times than my name's on it. 3 more times.
The most
name's on it.
the most goaltenders to ever be on like one championship team's like cup names. 4.
4.
4 goaltenders, and I think they were all deserved to be on there for different roles in the season.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do one more.
I was gonna say, yeah, that one was a quick one, so
Yeah.
round it out with round 3.
Round 3.
Well, we can also say that Owen won the first one. This is the tiebreaker.
Yeah! Won the first one.
Yeah,
Brendan,
sure.
you're up first.
Sure,
Their
Owen won the
current
first one.
age is 24.
Ooh.
24.
Number of games played, 238.
238.
Last team or current team, Colorado Avalanche.
24. Colorado Avalanche. 238 games. She's been in the league for like
Could be a couple of young
4
guys.
4 years. 4 years been in.
Well, it depends. Yeah.
Is it to me?
Yep.
All right. I have a guess, but I'm gonna say 4.
Wow. Owen?
I'll take 3.
Brendan? And what's your team height and weight?
I'll give it to Owen.
Okay.
With 3?
They their amateur team, UMass Amherst.
Oh,
Height and weight,
who played
5'11", 187. Draft spot.
5'11"?
Draft spot, fourth
Oh,
overall.
draft spot fourth over. Bowen Byram.
Ooh.
No,
Oh no, it's the other one.
Kale
It's the one that
McCarr.
we gave up. It's Kale.
Yeah. Okay. That was my initial guess,
I was
but
gonna
I
say there's a
just wanted
couple
to
young
make
guys
sure.
that could have been. All right, that was too easy too. Well, we can. I don't know. We can be done.
Let's do another.
Yeah, I gotta think of someone. I figured I gotta switch to a younger guy because we were doing old people.
Yeah, when you said 24 and you said Colorado, I was like almost positive it was McCarr, but
Well, I figured you wouldn't pick Kale McCarr as your person. I figured it would be a little bit of a harder one, I guess, than NHL 24 cover athlete.
Yeah. All right, you want a harder one? I'll give you a harder one.
Yeah, I was like, give me some deep cuts. Give me
You
Artem
want fourth
Two.
liner with 20 games played in 10 years in the league.
Yes.
who also happened to win the cup.
Right, 14
Yeah,
times.
you can be on a cup-winning team and not. All right, hold on. I'm gonna look up
You can, definitely.
this cup-winning team's roster. So we're going back to all the way to 2013, right?
Yes,
Sure.
I don't like where this is headed though.
I mean, 2013 is basically I know nothing. Anything before 2016, I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I mean, there's some names I could do like Drew Doughty, but that would be too easy.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
because he played 10 years ago.
Well, sure. Ottawa Senators rumors trade to be made so team can sign Pinto. Is
Yeah,
that a rumor or is that you're just assuming?
I mean, they have to trade somebody basically.
Yes, yeah.
They
It'll
have
probably
no
be
money.
Joseph. We have 850,000.
He's not signing for 850,000.
All right,
He's
I'm gonna clarify this. So for the hints, the last team or current team is the last team or current team they played for.
Okay, so they're in the front office somewhere. Got it.
Yes. Okay. So with that out of the way,
Greg Conroy.
correct.
Yeah.
Current age, 41.
Oh shit.
Number of games played in the NHL, 1,035.
Okay.
Last team or current team that they played for, the Ottawa Senators.
Oh
1,000
shit.
games last played for the Sens.
Yep.
1,000 games. I know Andy, and he said how old is he? 47?
41.
41. Hmm. Do I set the over under or does Brendan?
You're up.
Yeah, you're up.
7.
Okay. Do you want a reminder of those, or do you want to go, Brendan?
What's the 7th one?
Well, so we know. I'll just go through them. Amateur team, height and weight, draft spot, draft team, years he played, career point or save percentage, country. That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's 7. Yeah. I
Country,
would like.
sure.
I would like to have country, but I think I could do it in 6.
I will try it in 5.
Okay.
That's where I bow out.
Okay.
All right. Their
It's gonna be
amateur
tough.
team was Trenson Dukla.
Princeton Dukla?
Okay.
Height and weight,
Okay.
6'1", 200 pounds.
That's so average.
Hockey
That's
player
just-
right there.
That's just normal sized.
Years he played in the NHL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Jesus.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
20 years?
Yep.
And only 1,100 games?
1035.
1035.
Wait. I'm trying to think if that makes sense. Wait, 13 years, 1035. Sure.
No, he
that
didn't
makes
play
sense.
full seasons.
Right. Right.
All right. Ready for the
And he retired as a Sen.
yeah,
Sure.
Wait, no, I think that's all you asked for, right? That was 5. Yep.
5? Ah, shit.
Like, boy, those added up quick.
Those came
I
quick.
was waiting for another hint there.
That's 5. I said make it harder.
Played for 20 years. It's only 45 though.
41.
So like 41. Don't know how old this person is, which means they must have just retired. Oh, and they retired. Is it Cranderson? Is it Craig Anderson?
No.
Damn, because he
You
signed a
have you won
1-day
a cup?
contract to retire as a Sen.
Have you even won a cup?
No.
So I didn't know we were doing cup winners.
Yeah, still in the same category.
Oh, I forgot that part. Whoops. Okay.
I also don't think he would play for that amateur team. Probably.
Oh, right. I forgot the amateur team
It's
too.
a
Some
it's a
foreign person.
definitely a European player.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
You have a guess, Owen?
Not really.
Okay. Do you have a
I'll
guess,
let
Brendan, or
Brendan
do you want
go.
another hint?
I honestly I have nothing as far as a hint is concerned. So
Right.
I need something else. Or as
Their
a guess
career
is concerned.
point, 815, so you know it's not a goalie.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
not a goalie.
And
That's
any
not
guesses yet?
Let's see.
This would be Brendan's, and then Owen
Yeah,
would be
right.
the next one.
Right.
Yeah. I am definitely struggling here, especially because, like, I'm still trying to think about cup winners. I'm trying to think about a European player, who had like a long-standing career. I feel like I can't think of anyone who, like, finished their career in Ottawa, after being a champion. Man.
It's
You
tough
said
one.
800 points, so not like
815.
not
Not a
lighting
bump.
the world on fire, but you know, a decent player.
That's just under a point a game for a
Yeah.
career.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm trying to think about the players on like some of the older cup teams.
And then who became a Sen and then
Yeah.
retired.
Oh man, I got nothing. Honestly, I can't even wager like a legitimate guess.
All right, it goes to Owen with their country,
What country?
Slovakia.
Slovakia? Is it? No, he didn't retire. Maybe he retired as a Sen. Is it Radek Bonk?
It is not.
Well, that's a European Sen from the
Brendan.
90s. Slovakia did not help me as much as I would have liked.
Yeah, there's
Like-
not a lot of Slovakian players, but that kind of hurts at the same time.
Like, yeah, like it narrows it down if you know them.
I don't think it was Yager, who was definitely Slovakian and definitely retired and definitely played for 20 years, but has more than 800 points and definitely didn't retire as a Sen.
Yeah, it's definitely
was he not
not
Czech?
Yager.
He's Czech, sorry. He's the other side of the divide.
Yeah,
All right, we're just gonna go with the next hint here.
good idea.
Also,
Yep.
not gonna help really. Their current or most recent cap hits,
Oh,
4.875 million.
4.87. So their last. Can you tell us the length of that contract as well?
Sure, it was
sure.
7 years.
Oh Jesus! So it's a 7 by 4.875.
7-year deal with Ottawa to finish out the career.
Well, no, just because it was a 7-year deal doesn't mean the whole deal was with Ottawa,
That's
right? You
true.
can trade it.
Correct.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, it was a 7-year deal that we signed. Keep thinking that, Brendan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ottawa actually had him for 7 years.
I don't know.
And Owen has no idea. No.
But finished with Ottawa, and has a cup
Yep.
within the last 10 years.
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe
Alright.
like one of the Blackhawk teams that
That's
won,
why-
that had like a
is-
European player.
Yeah, I have a
hint
guess.
is-
I have a guess.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know. Oh, damn! Now I feel stupid. I don't know if this guess got guessed already. Is it Marian Hossa?
No.
Damn.
He didn't
No,
win.
he was
He
bad.
didn't win a cup, did he? Or did he win
He
with
won a cup
No,
with
it's
Chicago.
the
I
with
think.
Blackhawks.
Chicago? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So in his last season, he had 7 points.
Wow, is that helpful?
Oh my god.
You tell us what year the last season was?
No, I'll give you the last hint, and then if you don't get it from hint number 10, I'll start giving you my own hint.
Yeah, yeah.
Hint number
last-
10 is every NHL
last-
team they played for.
Yeah, we need
Okay.
that.
He started with the Wild, was
Oh,
traded
God.
to the Rangers.
Wait, do we
traded
have
to-
a time frame or we're just
I'm
bouncing
just giving
from
you the
team?
teams.
Okay.
We'll see
Okay.
how that goes. So Minnesota to the Rangers to Columbus to the Kings to Ottawa.
What?
Here,
That's
this
really-
isn't really a hint. You should be able to figure this out yourself. But there's only one team in that list that won a cup.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. It was on that. Who was it? On that Kings team.
Yeah. Oh man.
And retired a Sen.
I'm just so unfamiliar with
Oh
with
shit!
the
Are they
Kings
by current team?
with 2014.
That's the last team they played for, or is this guy in the box office of the Sens?
The last team he played for.
Okay.
Yeah.
He played
He played for the
16 games
Sens.
for Ottawa.
And he got 7 points.
Yeah. Hey, still, not bad.
Overall, is that 16
many
games
games?
spread out over an entire 16 over an entire season?
So yeah, I guess he was a -7.
Oh, most Sens players in that era probably were.
6 penalty minutes.
Can you tell us position?
Well, let me say one other thing. Well, this will also explain why I was trying to figure out how to go about this one. So, the last team they played for was Ottawa in 2018. They signed a 7-year contract in 2014, and then the contract ended up with the Rangers, but he never played for them.
I see.
Oh, and that traded. Oh no! So it would have been in the 2018 deal with the
He
Rangers.
is a right wing, but shoots left.
Was that like part
Check.
of a Zibanejad trade?
Is it
He
Derek
was-
Stepan?
He was very sought after
he's still in the
in
league.
Shell because he always had a high speed and good shooting.
Jeff Carter?
He's still in the
No.
league.
Jeff
But
Carter's
also,
not still in the league, is he?
That's a good guess. I like that guess.
Yeah,
He's
he
also a
is.
center, though.
Jeff Carter's also, yeah, he's not Czech, is he?
No. Well, Slovakian.
Right. He's also not a Slovak, is he?
He's not 41. I can't believe that I'm getting absolutely I'm really not
Did we
getting
never
anything.
do the draft team or draft spot? I don't know if that would help.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember the draft
Oh,
team or draft spot.
He was drafted 3rd overall in 2000.
Oh.
Oh, is it Alex Galchenyuk?
What?
No.
He's Canadian.
He's like 28.
What do you mean he's not 41?
Oh,
I
2000.
have no clue.
Like
2000 draft
so
class.
obviously drafted by the Wild. He
Right.
played for the Wild from
He-
2000 to 2007 to 2009.
Okay.
He played for the Rangers from 2009 to 2013. Played for
And then
Columbus for 2
joined-
years. Was traded to the Kings on their cup-winning year in the 13-14 season. Stayed on the
Okay.
Kings until 2018. Traded to Ottawa, and then
And
Played
then
15
traded
years
to New York.
Oh, there's probably somebody watching this that's been screaming at
So
their
from the
phone
who
for
did we
like
get
10
from the
minutes.
Kings? Who did we get
He,
from the Kings in like
he was a World Junior
2017,
U20
2018?
champion in 1999 for the Slovak U20 team,
Hmm.
and in 2000 back-to-back champ.
What?
2001 World Championship Pool A Slovakia national.
Oh my! I feel like a bad Sens fan.
He only played 15 games.
I
Showed
feel,
Yeah.
8.
I feel like I should know who was drafted
Traded
3rd
in for a
overall
cup
in
of coffee.
2000.
I don't think I should know that, but I'm glad that you think you should know that.
In so
Yeah, but I
in
don't.
2018, February 13th, he was traded from the Kings with Nick Shore to Ottawa Senators for Dion Phaneuf and Nate Thompson.
Oh, the Dion Phaneuf trade?
Yeah, big blockbuster.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we were excited to get him gone. I don't remember who we got back. And it was some like tenured guy who didn't play a lot of time for us.
In 2020, December 27th, he was traded from Ottawa with Anders Nielsen to Tampa Bay Lightning, which I assume they got flipped. Well, actually, it doesn't matter because then he didn't play anymore. But for
Right.
Cedric Paquette, Braden Coburn, a round 2 pick in the 2022 draft.
Oh, I remember that trade.
I don't remember that.
I remember
trade.
that trade.
We
Shit.
had Braden Coburn on our team?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Well, I don't think he played.
During all this guessing, Owen has said a player who shares the same first name as him.
Wow, well, that's not helpful. Oh man, I feel so stumped.
Derek.
It's fun. I like doing
Grant?
this part of the game.
Yeah, right. Just name different Dereks.
I'm trying to think of the people that he's already guessed. It's been a lot. Yaromir, somebody.
Yeah, all right.
Oh
Craig,
man,
somebody.
you've given us so much, like, and that I do remember that trade, but I
Can you
cannot.
give us what number he wore?
Ooh.
Like, he went on LTIR. I
Yeah,
think.
look this up. I feel like I should know.
You feel like you should know what number?
Yeah. So for the Kings, I guess he wore two numbers. He wore 10 and 12.
10 and 12.
He wore 12 on the Kings and on Ottawa, 10 on Columbus and the Rangers.
Patrick Nemeth.
Nope.
Jeez, Czech.
Slovakian.
He's Slovakian.
He has accents in his name.
He has accents in his name. Oh, he's got like little things over the E's or the O's or the U's or something. Interesting.
He has. I can keep giving hints. He's got accents over 2 A's and 1 I, for counting first and last name.
What?
Who is this guy? It's not Alex Iafallo, is it? No, he's not that old.
Libor Hayek.
Libor Hayek.
I'm gonna give hints until you guess him.
I know. This is the hard part.
His
that
dad's name
freaking
is
trade
Pavel.
is
His
killing me.
mom's name is Sylvia.
What?
Oh.
His wife is Ivana.
What?
We go to the Wikipedia page.
3rd overall to Minnesota. And then won a cup. And then ended his ascent for just a hot cup of coffee.
He defeated his former team and the Rangers in the 2014 Stanley Cup Finals.
Mm-hmm.
2-time Olympian with Slovakia, won bronze at the World Juniors in 1999.
I need more hint. I don't know
What
what
would you
more
like to
hint.
know?
I don't know. I don't know what you need to tell me, but I can't figure it out at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to look at a roster of something.
No, I can't go that far yet.
I know.
Think of something.
Who else was drafted? Who else was drafted around him in his draft? Who was 1, 2, and 4 in his draft?
Let's see.
So I can get an idea of the time frame and the talent what we're looking at.
Sure. Rick DiPietro, Danny Heatley, Rafi Torres, Scott Hartnell. Let's see. Ron Hainsey.
Oh man. So he was
Steve Ott.
Gabrick?
Oh.
I need the full name, please.
Marian Gabrick.
Yay! Yeah, he Marion host. I heard Marion like, no way.
No, I didn't have it in me. Marian Gabrick. He was known for his speed. I do remember that shell card.
I can't believe it took me that long to get Marian Gabrick. Honestly.
Marian
I'm glad
Gabrick.
someone got it.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, I apologize for
Alright,
the listeners for having to
next
endure
time we
that
need
for
to
that
go
long.
difficulty somewhere between Gabrick and Makar.
Right, somewhere in the middle there. Granted, I will probably still get it wrong.
But like that wasn't even like a unknown player or anything.
It
Like
also seems way more obvious when you have all the stats in front of your face.
yeah.
Like I don't know if I would have gotten it.
The numbers make sense for sure.
I definitely should have gotten it earlier, but at least it came to me eventually.
Yeah, we got there.
Yeah.
Oh, Brooks Orpik was drafted in this draft class.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Justin Williams, Cronwall,
Cronwall, yep.
Nicholas
Nick
Cronwall.
Schultz, Antoine Vermette.
Everyone remembers the 2000 year. It was a big one. I was definitely paying attention to hockey.
Yeah. Well, this has been a bit of an extended
Michael Lyles.
episode today.
Yeah, what are we at? A couple 2 hours now?
Yeah.
Oh, we all forgot to record. Lundqvist was drafted that year, 7th round.
Oh.
Lundqvist.
His
Who's that?
brother was drafted earlier, and I
Who's
think
that?
the same team took him because they always take the brothers.
Who's
His
Lundqvist
brother was
again?
like a higher sought after pick.
I think he played for the Capitals.
Oh, I thought he was a devil.
He almost played for the Capitals.
That'd
But
be crazy.
then
Oh
he
yeah,
couldn't.
at the end.
He,
And his
si-
heart.
he signed
Yeah.
with him, but yeah, he could not play. So
Poor guy. The end's
Yep.
the end for all of us at some point. That was a good one. I enjoyed that little game, as bad as I was at it.
it
Maybe we can switch
fun.
roles next time.
yeah, there we go. Let Dean put his thinking cap on.
Yeah.
Let Dean win, you mean?
Right.
Nah, I feel like I don't know because even like puck doku, I'm not very good at.
That's hard. That's a tough. I feel very bad at that whenever I try and open it up and do it.
Yeah, I usually like leave some blank and then just go to the next day. Like I don't even think I have that many on there for today because I think like one team was on there that I just did not really know a lot about. So I'm like, yeah, I got
Yeah,
5. I got 5
not
out of
bad.
9. Maybe I'll think of some.
You think Dustin Brown would have been a harder one or easier?
Probably
That's
easier.
playing between these two.
Yeah.
Well, he only
That's
played on
fair.
the Kings his whole career, so
Yeah.
13th overall in 2003 draft.
Honestly, probably wouldn't have been any easier for me. I would have also struggled.
All right.
He won the Marc Messier Leadership Award.
Ooh. That's always important.
Yes. Any award that Bergeron's won is an important award.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll call it here, but appreciate you guys sticking around for this long, and I'm sure Owen will be back.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere, and I plan on watching a lot of hockey, so I
Me
will.
too.
I'll have things to say. Don't worry.
Hopefully this should be an easier episode for me to edit.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. No faces.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Love you.
See ya.
It is your show.
Yes, it is.